All right, let's talk about motivation, but not as some, vague feeling you hope to stumble upon on a Monday morning. Nope. Today, we're going to treat it like a building. We're going to look at its blueprint, understand its structure. We're digging into the real architecture of what drives us. So, let's get into it.
So what's the secret sauce? I mean, really, is it a killer strategy, a mountain of cash, some kind of genius CEO? Yeah, those things are all huge, for sure. But the source material we're looking at today suggests that the real power, well, it's something a lot more fundamental. It's something humming away inside every single person in the system.
And that fundamental power, it's human motivation. Simple as that. It's the engine that actually turns all those big plans into action and turns lofty goals into real-world achievements. If you want to build something that lasts, you have to understand what makes its engine run. Okay, so let's get on the same page with a quick definition. Basically, motivation is just the mix of forces, both inside of you and outside of you, that get you to do something. It's the why behind, well, everything, from cranking out a report to learning how to play the guitar. But here's the really important part. It is not a single switch you can just flip on and off. You got to think of it more like a complex, dynamic system. And to really understand that system, you have to know its two distinct fundamental components.
And here we are at the very core of it. The whole architecture of motivation is really built on these two main pillars, intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Think of them as the two primary fuel sources for that engine we were just talking about.
So let's break this down, because it's pretty straightforward. On one hand, you have intrinsic motivation. That's your internal fire. It's the drive to do something just because you love doing it. The satisfaction comes from the activity itself. Then, on the other hand, you've got extrinsic motivation. This is all about the external push or pull, doing something to get a reward, like a bonus, or to avoid getting in trouble. See the difference? One's about the joy of the journey, the other is all about the destination.
Just think about that feeling when you get completely lost in a task, that state of flow. That, right there, is intrinsic fuel at work. It's the curiosity that sends you down a 3-hour internet rabbit hole. It's that deep satisfaction you get from seeing yourself get better at a skill. Or sometimes it's just the pure, simple joy of the work itself. This is your internal power plant.
And then, of course, we have the other side of the coin, the external drivers. These are usually way easier to spot, right? Your paycheck, that potential promotion, getting a shout out from your boss in a meeting. But don't forget things like deadlines or even just the fear of a bad review. Yep, those are powerful extrinsic motivators too. They're all external tools designed to get us to act. This quote just nails it perfectly. Picture two athletes. One of them plays because they just love the game, the strategy, the feeling of a perfect play, the camaraderie. That's intrinsic joy. The other one, they're out there strictly for the paycheck and that big shiny trophy at the end. That's extrinsic. Now look, both motivations will get them on the field, but they create a totally different experience, and honestly can have a huge impact on their performance in the long run. Okay, so we've got our two types of fuel, intrinsic and extrinsic. We get it. But how do you actually use this knowledge to build something successful? Well, let's move from the theory to a simple, practical framework.
It really boils down to a 3-step process. First up, you have to identify. You've got to watch, listen, and actually understand what drives each person. Is it mastery or money? Purpose or a promotion? Second, align. Once you know what drives them, you match the work to those drivers. The person fueled by personal growth, give them the tough project they can really sink their teeth into. And third, reward. And I mean reward smartly. Build a system that recognizes both that internal drive and the external results.
Now, listen up, because this might be the single most important point we talk about today. This is not about intrinsic being good and extrinsic being bad. That's not it at all. The real trap is thinking you can just keep piling on external rewards to get better results. Actually, a ton of research shows that can totally backfire. If you take something someone already loves doing for their own internal reasons, and then you slap a big cash reward on it, you can literally kill their passion. Their focus shifts from the joy of doing it to just getting the prize. It's all about finding a delicate balance. A good salary gets you in the door, but a sense of purpose is what makes you go above and beyond. So let's bring all this home and make it about you. Because understanding this stuff isn't just for managers trying to build a team, it is an incredibly powerful tool for your own self-awareness. Let's take a second to think about your own personal motivation mix. Seriously, think about it. When that alarm clock goes off tomorrow morning, what's the first thing that really pushes you to get up and get your day started? Is it that intrinsic excitement for the game you're about to play?
The challenges, the learning, the process? Or is it that extrinsic focus on the trophy you're trying to win at the end of the day? Knowing your own mix, that's the first step to building your own personal architecture for success.